President Goulart of Brazil is honored with a ticker tape parade up Broadway. In Brazil, at the same time, the CIA is plotting Goulart's overthrow.
The fight for the emancipation of our people is our fight, and believe me.
President Sukarno of Indonesia addresses a joint session of Congress. He makes an impassioned plea for more understanding of developing nations like his own. Shortly afterwards, the CIA begins to put together a large-scale military operation to topple Sukarno. Prince Sihanouk of Cambodia visits the White House and presents President Eisenhower with a two-armed Buddha. Later, the Cambodian leader is honored with a 21-gun salute. At the very same time in New York, the CIA is meeting with disloyal members of Sihanouk's government to plan his downfall.
The threat of world conquest by Soviet Russia endangers our liberty and endangers the kind of world in which the free spirit of men can survive. This threat is aimed at all peoples who strive to win or defend their own freedom and national independence. The free nations do not have any aggressive purpose. We want only peace in the world, peace for all countries. We are willing, as we have always been, to negotiate.
During the 4 decades from Harry Truman to Ronald Reagan, the United States has attempted to overthrow governments or maintain other governments in power by suppressing the opposition at a rate of 7 ongoing interventions per year.
Revolution rocks the Dominican Republic, and its tremors are felt throughout the Western Hemisphere. Behind what seems at the start spontaneous street rioting against an unpopular government, soon appear the lineaments of communist masterminding. The United States acts promptly, and President Johnson explains to his country and to the world Washington's reasons for acting.
The American nation cannot, must not, and will not permit the establishment of another communist government in the Western Hemisphere. We know that many who are now in revolt do not seek a communist tyranny. We think it's tragic indeed that their high motives have been misused by a small band of conspirators who receive their directions from abroad. To those who fight only for liberty and justice and progress, I want to join with the Organization of American States in saying, in appealing to you tonight to lay down your arms and to assure you there is nothing to fear. There is nothing to fear. Nothing to fear. Nothing to fear.
First briefings on Angola literally went, gentlemen, this is a map of Africa. Here is Angola. And then they went on with a chart to explain there are 3 liberation movements in Angola. One of them is headed by Holden Roberto. He's the good guy. We've worked with him for years, and they use literally good guy. Then the MPLA is headed by this drunken, psychotic Marxist poet, Agostino Neto. He's the bad guy. And they used exactly so to make sure that people understood. And then, you know, like I say, you pack off and go off to and they come in for the next briefing about Micronesia or somewhere. The superficiality of what I saw fat old men dozing off in subcommittee meetings of the National Security Council in which we were making decisions that were getting people killed. And I mean exactly the way students do in their 9 o'clock class, you know, propping themselves up and getting their glasses balanced so it won't look, you know, people can't tell if they're in, and their heads nodding off. And then you'd have to wake them up sort of to get their concurrence on, so I explained something to them again.
Try to halt the infiltration into the Americas by terrorists, by outside interference, and those who aren't just aiming at El Salvador, but I think are aiming at the whole of Central and possibly later South America, and I'm sure eventually North America.
But the tortures that you were present at were putting people's heads in buckets of excrement, electrical tortures.
But you know, this is nothing.
It really got worse than that?
Yeah, you know, electrical shock, nobody will die unless, you know, it's too severe, you know. But, you know, when you cut somebody, you know, skin, like, you know, you take somebody's eyes, you know. And this is actually what they did in the torture, you know. You take, you know, with pencils, you know, this one eye, you know, out, and you say, this person, you don't talk, I will take you another one, you know. And you say, I will put your teeth, you know, out, and they do, you know, one by one, you know. And you know, I don't know, when I hear about that, you know, I don't like to talk about that, but, you know, you cut the fingers, you know. You know why? You know, do you think this person will go alive after you cut a finger, or you take eyes, you know, or you destroy the ears, you know, with, you know, sounds, or with, you know, hitting this person in the ears. When you take the, you know, the organs of this person, you know, the genital organs, you cut, if this is a man, you cut his organs. This is the torture. This is the torture, and this person bleed, you know, to death, and you laugh around him, you know. This is the way, you know, this is how they fight terrorists, how they fight communists.
Were women prisoners mutilated and tortured like this, as well as men?
And listen, everybody, the torture is not body safe. It is saying somebody, because it's women, will be safe. You're wrong. You know, communists don't have phases of sex.